Hello and welcome. Today let's spend some time with the Halloween Oracle by Stacey DeMarco and Jimmy Menton. This is a beautiful deck. Despite its name, Halloween, and the number of the cards, I think there are only 36 cards, so pretty light deck. It's a very rich and thoughtful deck. I really like it. Just the offset from the artwork, I think it gives you more than you would expect from maybe a name like Halloween Oracle, or just kind of the thin deck that it is. So as usual, I'll go over a few kind of traits and kind of the energy you'll get if you get a reading from this deck, and then share a little bit of my interview reading with the Halloween Oracle. The first thing I feel that come across as I started using this deck is the warm tone that comes through it. All the imagery, of course, are heavily related to either the pop culture Halloween or the spirit of Samhain. If you think about Halloween, the autumn season, it's a time to get cozy. It's when you start ordering hot drinks, when you start pulling out a jacket or a light scarf. It's when you appreciate warmth because of the dropping temperature. It's when you accept that there's less sunshine, there's less daylight, and you're looking for safety and security. There's a lot of reflection coming up and wisdom to share in this season. So Halloween is a theme, as I feel like as a focus that really brings out the fall and the transition of season. It's not a limitation to the holiday. With each card, the author suggests I feel like it brings out a rich spectrum of different aspects of autumn. See, even something like fire and home, or I think Trick or Treat with this depiction, it brings out a lot of more neighborhood energy, the community, the family part of it. And so if you resonate with the feeling of autumn and want to deepen that feeling, this deck can do that. And another example about the warm tone that this deck have is I got together with friends and we all got different cards for our readings. So many of this deck is about the darker side or the mystical side, or maybe uncomfortable things in life. And one of us asked about getting an additional pet for the family, and let's see, what was that card she got? And she got the Barmbrack card, which to me definitely means is a very family card that points to interaction and co-creating a place, that kind of feeling. So yeah, that's the first thing that I would like to speak about this deck. And the other thing is it fully embodies both the Halloween side and the Samhain side of this season. I think the Halloween side that comes through is, for example, the shared experience in our modern society, the joy and fun, the going out and being in the neighborhood, taking yourself less seriously, all these more fun parts. And also take a deeper look at, it shows the monsters and all that we associate with Halloween, and considers a kind of deeper reflection about how we created these stories beyond just the kind of fright factor. And then of course the Samhain side that comes through is, for example, remembrance, ancestors, reflection, releasing mysteries and magic in this veiled time of the year. Maybe it came out as a deck with Halloween to speak to the broader audience or to get attention, but I think it's done so very elegantly and with a lot of substance for us to connect in many different ways. Okay, and last thing, maybe one of the most obvious about the artwork, I think the artwork is very classy and elegant. You can see the texture, the color scheme. For example, Dawn, you have a really hopeful card in this deck. I feel like with this elegance, the deck nudges you to look at yourself in the same way. Whatever card is drawn, I feel it elevates your perspective of yourself, of what you're seeking, to have you value and respect yourself, because your question for the deck is also treated with respect. That's, I feel like, one effect the artwork has on the messages coming from this deck. And it's also one of the things I really like about the season. Spookiness, the Victorian darkness, or, you know, things like that. There's that in this season there's an opportunity and a stage for the finer details and visions, whether it's dark or light. And so with that, I hope it speaks for itself that this is a great Samhain deck, but also a great year-round deck to insert to your internal season. Okay, now I'll get to the 2 out of 6 card that I got from my interview with this deck. Usually I do 6 card, and here one of the first is asking for the deck to introduce itself. I got the School of Flowers. There are 4 skull cards in this deck, and this one, it's beautiful. It's the cover, and it speaks to not just, you can see the life and the energy and the color, but then growing on top of a skull. So there's that cycle, and I think kind of the extreme of both life and death. So this card, I feel like it's gonna be part of deeper transformation, continuous cycle. From the book, it also talks about just creating and pushing through adversity. So I think this deck will have the power, just, you know, with all the different messages and spectrums it can speak to. I believe it will be. And personally, I resonate with this card because sometimes I prefer the dark side of things. Sometimes I'm just like sunshine and happy-go-lucky. So yes, quite a powerful card. And when I asked what message this deck wants to bring through with our readings, we got the Hearth. You can see a robust fire going and candles. One unlit candle. Got a gargoyle inside the house, which is amazing. Just some kind of protection. And there's even bread. So with with all that Halloween and Samhain messages, I think that the underlying tone of readings coming out will be encourage us to believe in home and in sustaining our kind of core community, believing in a loving fire, in providing for our loved ones, in creating a safe space together with food, with shelter, kind of the deepest, most essential structure of our human lives would be our immediate family, however that shows up at a specific time and space. So this is a surprisingly grounding and pragmatic message that this deck wants us to remember, and I should remember this throughout the readings. And just know if you do get a reading from this deck. Okay, let's see. Yeah, how about just let's end with a happy card and wish you the best of the Samhain season. And I'll see you in the next video.